So Andrew Yang endorsed Joe Biden yesterday, and look, I got some serious issues with that, and I'm sure a lot of Yang Gang does too. Andrew Yang was kind of this third party candidate. Yeah, he was a Democrat, but he was progressive in a way, but kind of libertarian in a way. And in a lot of ways, he seemed like a good candidate. I often said if it wasn't for Bernie, I would have really thought about Andrew Yang. Um, but he said that anyone who picks up the UBI, he'll endorse. And I always thought, when he said that, I believe him because he's wealthy. He doesn't have to play these games. It didn't seem like he has any political aspiration. It's just that he legitimately saw a problem that needed to be fixed. And who picked up the UBI? Tulsi Gabbard picked up the UBI. She said it would be a good idea. Who did he endorse? Joe Biden. And by the way, this was after Andrew Yang has taken a job at CNN. Seemed like maybe there is money to buy a rich man like Andrew Yang. I don't know. I guess I'm left with wondering, as a person who could have potentially been a Yang voter, I don't I don't get it. I don't get why he did this. I mean, he's incredibly wealthy. He could have just came in as a donor or could have said he's an expert. I mean, look how many experts they have in mainstream media that are, and you can't see my fingers, but quote unquote experts. Um, could have, like, there again, donated a whole bunch to Biden. Why would he take a whole group of young voters who have been lied to multiple times through the last decade, whether it be through Obama or Trump or whatever side you fall on? Why would you take that and take those people and say, no, I'm worried about you and I want to change things in America? And then you just throw it all away. For what? Political power? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. He could have ran as just a dry, Democrat, a vanilla, younger Asian Joe Biden. He could have done that, and he probably would have done pretty well, to be honest. Why did he decide to take like this movement and just crush it? Because maybe he believes that people like his supporters aren't that smart and they're not going to really follow the logic or forget what he said, or maybe he thinks he's such a demigod that no matter what he does, they'll just follow him. I know better than that. They're not. They're not going to be happy. I know it's because a lot of Yang supporters I do know are incredibly pissed off at him. And Tulsi Gabbard has gotten quite a bit more support since this has all happened too. Because many of his supporters believed in the UBI, and that's where they were at. Then they discovered Tulsi Gabbard, and they said, wait, you have a progressive libertarian. She was in the military, but she's anti-war, pushing a UBI. It doesn't help that she's a young female person of color. She ticks a lot of boxes in a lot of different ways. Why didn't we vote for her? Where was she at? CNN hit her. That's where she was. Um, I don't know. It makes no sense. Coming from a place of strategy, I don't know why Andrew Yang would do that. If he was going to sell out anyway, why sell out like that? The only thing I can think is that he really believes that Joe Biden needs the support and needs the help. And I guess that's fair, except for and look, I'm packing in because I'm getting ready as a Bernie supporter to hear Bernie talk about how we need to unify and get behind Biden. And I understand that's got to be a difficult place because who do they hold responsibility to? The party or their voters and their supporters? Andrew Yang, Bernie Sanders, they all know that our best interest isn't really with the Democratic Party. the argument would be it's definitely not with the Republican Party. But it's not with the Democrats either. And that's got to be a weird place to be. It's the only thing I can think of when it comes to Andrew Yang. I mean, ultimately, if I was Andrew Yang, I would have said, and he could have played this card, which is why I'm completely perplexed by his decision here. But he could have said, I'm part of the media now. I'm not going to endorse anybody. It would be tacky. That would have been his punt. It would have been a great, believable punt. People would have said, "Oh yeah, yeah, he's right," and still had some faith in who Andrew Yang was. But he didn't. Instead, he gave up, and it was like, "Yeah, I support Biden." For what though? For political power is all I'm guessing. Why does he need it? And why go about it that way? That's just where I'm at. Anyway, I'm curious what you guys think about that. Um, why do you think Andrew Yang did? I've asked that question like 15 times during the video, so I'm not going to repeat it. And if you're a Yang supporter, how do you feel about this? Are you still a Yang supporter? Is the Yang gang still going strong in your mind, or are you heading over to Tulsi and waiting for 2024? I'm curious about all of that. Anyway, guys, take care. Be safe. Good night.